The time is 5 o'clock. We're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everybody to our board meeting. We can get a roll call, please.
Board Member Elena Gonzalez.
Present.
Board Member Eric Molina.
Present.
Board Clerk Librado Nathaniel Cid. Board Vice President Mary Sanchez. Absent. Board President Martin Mares.
Present.
Let the record show that there is a quorum.
Your motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Mr. Sid,
Second.
second by Ms. Elena Gonzalez. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? Hearing none, roll call as 4-0. Any public comment on closed session agenda items?
Not at the moment.
Not at all. Okay, we'll move on to close session, close session. The following descriptions meet the legal requirements of closed session. Agenda, item descriptions. Number 1, conference with legal counsel. Anticipated litigation settlement, agreement, OAH number 202506-021. Number 2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation. Number 3, public employee discipline, dismissal, release, resignation, leave of absence. Number 4, conference with labor negotiators. HC designated representatives, Dr. Rafael Iniguez, Superintendent, Dr. Johnny Alvarado, Assistant Superintendent, Irma Regalado, Executive Director of Finance, and Alfredo Guerrero, Executive Director, regarding the following: employee organization, CSEA, and then B, PFA. We'll be going to closed session at 5:02.
Thank you, board members. Just a reminder that we do have dinner today from Mi Casita right next door, and then we will have closed session in our usual room, the first room to the back.
It was motion by Sanchez, seconded by Sid.
You made it? Oh, you made it? That's so neat.
You can also, this is the script.
The bag.
Says voted flag, fine.
Yeah.
Flag just.
What's in it?
They basically.
Oh. Oh, they're chips. Oh.
Coming out of closed session, in regards to number one. First and foremost, I want to welcome everybody back to our regular board meeting. I hope that you all had an awesome summer. And we're so excited about, seeing each and every one of you. Regarding number one, conference with legal counsel, on a vote, motion by Mary, second by Mr. Sid, on a roll call vote of 5-0. Reporting out in a closed session by unanimous vote or by a vote of 5-5 with board members' names voting yes and board members' names voting no, the board approved. Let's see here. Yeah, the board approved the settlement agreement on a special education matter for OAH number 2025060021.
It was motion by Mrs. Sanchez, right?
Yeah, motion by Ms. Sanchez. and
Seconded by
second
Mr. Sid. By a vote of 5 yeses.
Yes.
And 0 noes. And then we could read the rest of the script, Mr. Modesty.
Everybody read it?
Oh, you did read the whole? So 5 yeses, 0 noes, right? And the board approved the settlement agreement on special education matter for OAH number 2025-06-021. The settlement resolves all claims related to this matter.
Right. Okay.
As it is specified on the script. Oh, yeah. So then you have to, Mr. Matis, name who voted yes, all the board members by name.
Yes, voting yes, you all want to,
You could
Say your
just,
name?
you could just say their names, all of their names.
all right, Mr. Molina,
Voted
Mr.
yes.
Sid.
Mr. Molina voted yes.
Yeah, Mr. Molina voted yes, Mr. Sid voted yes, Mary D. Sanchez voted yes, Elena Gonzalez voted yes, and I, Martin Mares, voted yes. Got it? Okay, great.
Thank you, Mr. Molina.
Number two, conference of legal counsel, no action taken. Number three, public employee dismissal, release, resignation, no action taken. And,
No.
yeah, number four, conference labor negotiators, no action was taken. Reconvene to the, meeting, what time is it? 6:03. And, Dr. Iniguez, you can have a pledge of allegiance.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back to a brand new school year. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. And as we face the flags, ready, salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Beginning number H, public proclamations, Dr. Iniguez, the resolution number 142526, National Suicide Prevention Week proclamation.
Yes, at this time, I would like to invite Special Ed Director Mrs. Vanessa Gaona to read the resolution, but also to share some of the activities that will be taking place. And she is joined by several of our mental health specialists as well. Welcome. Let's give Mrs. Gaona a warm welcome, everyone. We could hear you just in case for our YouTube viewers.
Susana Gonzalez, who will be at Parlier High School and Cesar Chavez Elementary, and they will talk to you about some of the activities we put together last week and the dress-up days we came up with.
Good evening. My name is Susana Gonzalez, and it's an honor to serve as your mental health and wellness specialist. September is National Prevention Suicide and Awareness Month. So we would like to ask for you to approve the resolution highlighted in our agenda as is. And some of the activities that we're gonna be doing for this will be a dress up week, Dreaming of Hope Monday. So that's pajama day, talk about it Tuesday, Fiesta colors, and Wellness Wednesday. That will be wear purple and teal because September 10 is the actual National Suicide Prevention Day. Throwback Thursday and Future Friday.
So, together with our psychologist and mental wellness team, we came up with these activities to promote and help our students and our staff be aware of suicide and the signs. So suicide is one of the most heartbreaking and preventable tragedies we face in education. It is now the second leading cause of death for children 10 to 14 and third for those 15 to 24 in the United States, according to the CDC. But many don't realize that the emotional pain that leads to the child to consider suicide often starts a lot earlier. We began conducting suicide risk assessments as early as second grade, fourth grade, and mainly fifth and sixth grade. It is very heartbreaking to see that between 2001 and 2019, suicide deaths in children as young as 5 to 11 has risen sharply. Especially after COVID, we saw an increase in a lot of suicide ideation. Hispanic children are particularly vulnerable, with Latino youth considerably reporting higher rates of suicide attempts and serious thoughts of suicide than their peers. According to the CDC, about 14% of Hispanic high school students reported attempting suicide in the past year. 1 in 4 Latino students reported seriously considering suicide. That is heartbreaking. Latino children are also significantly overrepresented in the emergency room visits for self-harm and suicide ideation. These are not just numbers, they are children sitting in our classrooms, smiling on the outside, but silent hurting on the inside. Some of them haven't yet found the words to describe their pain. Often, they have tried, but no one gave them the time or understood them or heard them. So as a team at school, mental health, wellness, we came up with these activities because we believe this is a serious issue. We want to make sure that every student understands that they are loved, they're not alone, and that life matters more than they know. Mental health isn't something extra that we're wanting others to do. It is not a luxury. It is essential to a child's life as reading and as math. Because when a child doesn't feel safe in their mind or in their heart, learning takes a back seat. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for listening. And as a team, I want to make sure that we commit to being the adults that notice all students, and let's be the reason that they choose to stay. Thank you.
Ladies, thank you so much for your addressing the board, the socio-emotional issue of suicide. It's so important. My question for all of you and Ms. Gaona is, what does it look like in terms of being proactive at the high school or junior high? What are the things are we doing? I noticed we have this attendance, or not attendance at work. There's some action being taken right now, right? I mean, we're addressing it. Is there like stickers, like, if you're feeling bad, you can contact this number? What does that look like at Parker High School?
Absolutely. So we have to have the suicide hotline on the back of their IDs. And we,
What?
the back of their IDs, the
IDs?
ID
Oh.
card, yeah. And we also promote the 988 number. So that's a number that's 24/7. Any student can reach out if they have suicidal ideation or if they have a plan to commit suicide. They can reach out, they can get the help that they need in that moment. We also encourage them to come and talk to one of our mental health providers. Could be myself, could be the school psychologist, school counselor, all for youth. So luckily we have those agencies on campus that we're able to prevent a lot of those assessments when we do the risk assessments and come with a safety plan for the student to be on the safe side. So we do talk to them. We do activities throughout the week. In the secondary level, we're gonna do introduction, like what it's like to look for those signs. And then is there a proclamation that you will, if you see the signs, you will report it to one of the adults on campus? So we do things like that with our secondary students.
What does that look like for staff development? Is there a period of time or a presentation for 30 minutes where you address it with all the teachers from the junior high and high school especially?
At the high school, yes, I'm working with Mrs. Chavez to do more PD on that. I know that the mental health wellness specialist at the junior high will be doing the same thing. And we have now an elementary site, so we for sure will be speaking with all of our administrators to make sure that they get PD on the importance of suicide prevention.
Right. It's so important that we become proactive and not a reactive district.
Absolutely.
So I commend you for being proactive and stickers and IDs and so what, whatever we need to do so that we don't have an accident of some student committing suicide. That's the last thing we would want to hear as a board. At this point right now, I'm going to open it up for any discussion with the rest of the board members.
Okay, very much. Okay,
Any other discussion from the other board members?
So thank you guys for speaking on the topic more than anything. I think it's important for our students because you guys mentioned it's been on the rise ever since. Crazier thing is just like, or the saddest thing more than anything is the elementary level students are the ones that are being affected by this now, whether it be bullying, whatever is different aspects of things that can happen that can lead to situations at home, whatever. But I'm glad there's a resources that they can go at campus that our teachers are going to be able to be able to experience, to be able to be identify some symptoms that they can see, to be able to identify and approach these students, because it's always a conversation away from being able to save someone or even just interaction away. I think it's just why our staff, or they don't know the impact that sometimes they might not know the impact that they have on our student, because a simple hello, a simple how you doing can go a long way for them to open up about something much bigger. So we appreciate all our staff and we appreciate you guys for putting this together for our students.
Yeah, thank you for bringing this up. I know every year it comes up and every year we, talk about it and that's continue throughout the year. Thank you for the piece for, not only our students, but I think our staff's important, right? I know where I work, we do it, right? And, for suicide, right? Because they try for suicide and staff has to know, like, difference in behavior, maybe not taking a bath, there's different things that they could see as and actually bring them in and talk to them before it gets to the point of this, right? So it's good that Mr. Juarez had mentioned also the staff training on suicide prevention. But I'm also glad you guys even bring that to our students. And I think if we need more staff training or we need the time to do it, I think it's important to support you guys and making sure our staff is trained so that will prevent this from happening. Because I don't think any of us here want to see that happen and give our kids the best support they can have. So thank you.
I just wanted to say thank you for the presentation. Thank you for the awareness, bringing this to the district, getting the students involved, getting the teachers involved, and seeing the little, how would you say, how would you say it?
The signs.
Signs, I blanked out, but seeing the little signs that maybe a lot of people don't see them, to teach that to our fellow teachers, it's very important because that would prevent any of our students to go through any of, suicidal, and who knows what else is the following steps, but thank you and I appreciate it.
Melissa, what does it look like for our classified employees? Are they also presented, so they can understand signs and too? What does that look like?
Yes, and so now that I think about it, as you guys were speaking, my brain was working as always. I want to commend Mr. Guerrero here because he provides keen training on suicide prevention and awareness for all staff. And so every year it's a renewal. So thank you, Fred, for doing that for our staff. So not only are they getting it from the HR side of things, they're also getting it from our support staff. So, but yes, in meetings where we have staff meetings classified and certificated, we do presentations regarding suicide prevention and mental health.
Ladies, I want to commend you for bringing this to our attention. We can pass resolutions and everything, but when it comes down to it, is like, what's happening? Are we being proactive? Are we protecting our students? Our parents need to understand also, maybe through Parent Square, that they can also understand that there's these resources available for them too. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to Dr. Iniguez and he will share some words.
Just, I want to commend your work, as you know, and I also want to commend Mrs. Sanchez for sharing her story, because what I was going to share too is that suicide affects all of us indirectly or directly. And those statistics that you were sharing were alarming, right? And you're right, after COVID and self-image issues, social media now it creates the new standard for our students, unfortunately, about what they should look like or wear or be like, and that creates more mental issues among our students. But also, I wanted to share with the board that we did hire a third mental health and wellness specialist who was part of the new staff orientations earlier today. And so now we have more support, because there used to be Jorlisa and Susana, but now we have a third member coming in to further support our students and our staff members. And so this is something dear to us. And thank you so much, Mrs. Sanchez, for sharing your story. And and like Mr. Mares also said, and the rest of the board, it's good to be proactive, because I did work for a district where this happened at a high school, and it completely devastated the whole high school for weeks. And the culture shifted completely, and we want to be proactive and more preventative as much as we can. So we commend your efforts. It's not just something that we're reading out loud, it's something that we're definitely thinking about and doing actively.
At this point, is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Sid, second by Ms. Gonzalez. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Moving on to resolution number 152526, proclaiming September as National Attendance Awareness Month. Mr. Torres, the third.
Let's give Mr. Torres a warm welcome to the podium.
Good evening, Board President, Mr. Mares, Vice President, Mary Sanchez, board members, Ms. Gonzalez, Mr. Molina, Mr. Sid, and Superintendent Dr. Iniguez, cabinet members, parents, and staff. My name is Praxedes Torres, and I am the coordinator for the Child Welfare and Attendance Department. I'm here to share some of the activities that we have planned for the September Attendance Awareness Month. We're opening up with, we have Spirit Week, which starts on September 2nd through the 5th, where our students can dress up, boost school spirit, bring students together, and can even improve attendance. If you look at the calendar that we put up front, we'll be celebrating from September 2nd through the 5th, opening on Tuesday, which will be Superhero Day. Superheroes show up on time. That's our biggest theme that we got for the district. Wednesday will be Beach Day. It's cool to be in school. Thursday will be Jersey Day, teaming up together for great attendance. Go Panthers, go Raiders. And of course, from Friday,
Go
show your
Niners,
school
go Niners.
spirit. Show your school spirit. Attend today, achieve tomorrow. So Friday, everybody can, show their school spirit. Also, we got, let's see here, our CWA Parlor High School superheroes will once again visit our elementary schools for a morning greeting with some high fives, encouraging words, and like always, some famous photo shoots. Our elementary schools will have a bi-weekly friendly competition to see who has the best attendance and who will be able to hang a superhero banner on their door for all to see. This stating that this classroom has superhero attendance. We also will have a friendly bi-weekly competition between all schools to see who has the best attendance. The top attendance winner will be able to display our This School Has Superhero Attendance banner, which is a huge banner they get to put out front. And Benavides was a big winner last year on that. They did a great job. We also have raffles each week where students with great attendance will be entered into a raffle and will be able to win some awesome prizes. We also have our superhero banners going up this week along Parlor Avenue, so you'll see them go up again. Our theme for this year is teaming up, be present, be powerful. Of course, our team is dedicated to continuing to support our students, staff, parents, and the community in ensuring our students arrive on time and every day. Thank you for allowing me to present. Have a blessed night. Any questions I will take at this time?
Is there any awards for the principals that win the school?
Well,
This
you know what? We
competition?
can add that.
I think you
Coffee,
should.
donuts, that'd be great.
Yeah,
Easy to
pizza
do.
or something like that.
I got some friends that can donate.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that would be appropriate.
All right, the principals are here, so you heard the competition. I got you guys. Bi-weekly. I'm gonna check on them.
Yeah, principals, do you like that proposal? Raise your hand. No, thumbs up already. Okay, there you go.
There they are.
Awesome.
There they are. I see Renee Rodriguez over there. She has a money sign right here. It's for principals. It's only, you can donate the money. There you go.
Coffee with Mr. Torres. Coffee and donuts with Mr. Torres.
What is it? Oh, yeah, the emotional well-being of the principals.
There you go. I like that. Hey, Nuni, thank you so much for bringing this to our attention. I really appreciate you and your hard work. And I love to seeing those kids in those uniforms and those superhero outfits, man. They're awesome. I'm sure the kids, I'm sure you can tell stories about how the kids' eyes light up when they see all of these superheroes, ¿verdad?
Yeah.
So
It's fun for both of them. I mean, we have 35.
35 what?
35 students that dress up as superheroes.
Oh, wow.
So it's grown, yeah. Started with one, and all of a sudden it went to 6, and it continues to go, so I think it's great for them to get out there now. Plus, I always tell them it looks good in college. You're in our club.
There you go.
All right. So
Maybe some of our board members would like to be superheroes too.
come to our office, we'll suit you up.
All right. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I just need a super Wango shirt for myself, my friend. At this point, is there any comments from the board?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Torres, for all you do and to even go out of your way to pick up our students and bring them to school. So, props to that because some of our students just want to stay home and we have to get them we have to get them to go to school. So thank you for all that. You and your staff.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for your staff, Mr. Torres. I think the innovative ways that you guys bring to be able to include the students or get them encouraged it's great because the biggest thing the students as kids is like superheroes or even your sports team and everything else, getting them involved and even events like you said, the other events that go on throughout the week that school sites do and stuff for them. I think that goes a long way. Or the competition among them, it gets them motivated to keep on showing up because they want to represent and they want to win a prize, they want a banner. So thank you for all those ideas and thank you and your staff for all the hard work again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the presentation. As always, awesome job. I know we're always one of the tops when it comes to attendance. And we always talk about educating our kids and putting them in sports and everything, but if they're not in school, they're not getting educated, right? So it's one of the main things that really important that our kids are actually in school and industry so they can get an education, right? And by us being one of the top ones, that means our kids are getting that education that they deserve. So we appreciate it. Thank you to your staff, the hard work they put in. Again, to our principals and staff at the school sites, right? Because it's important that they have buy-in with this too, right? They have to, kids want to have to actually come to school, right? And by the school sites being there and supporting them and them feeling loved and cared for. That is really important. So, thank you for your hard work. And, hey, I got a couple costumes. Let me know. I'll be out there.
Amen. Thank you.
Dr. Inez?
So Mr. Torres, again, you're very competitive. I love that you want to beat other districts because I know that our attendance, even based on my conversations with Johnny, keeps on going up even last year, right? So we're always looking at the dashboard, how to keep on improving in that area. But maybe the highest attendance award goes to the school with, whoever gets that highest attendance, we could do something special, maybe with CEI funding, maybe a taquiza for all the staff members there, if they're working collaboratively and intentionally to improve those scores, right? So principals, if you want some tacos for your staff members, please work really closely with Mr. Torres to make it happen. And also, like everyone said, we need the kids to show up, and we need more kids to come to Party Unified School District, as well as, all the housing development that we see on Mendocino, 300 homes being built. Parlier is a place to be, so hopefully our attendance and enrollments keep on going up. So thank you so much. And also, this is worthy of, again, I know you've received national awards for the superheroes or national attention for this for the superhero campaign. So I think that we if you need some support with us and filming another video or an updated video of 35 kids, we will support you with that too.
Sounds good. Thank you. And once again, it does take all the team.
Mhm.
That is the administrators, because we're always communicating, or if I show up, you know what, we talk about certain students. So it takes everybody. I mean, from our bus drivers to the grounds to, our custodians, the teachers. I mean, it's teamwork, because someone can connect with someone along the way. And I want to thank Dr. Alvarado, because we have some deep conversations, and, I think he supports me, fully supports me. So that's something that we truly need. And I like that. So thank you for always supporting us also.
Nuni, I just want to say, I hear the stories about you going out there, picking up the kids, and I commend you for that kind of stuff, right? I mean, when the kids don't want to come to school, parents are calling you and, hey, my kid doesn't want to come, and you and your staff are out there early in the morning. Hey, get in the car. Let's get going, right?
Yeah.
So keep up the good work, Nuni. I'm really appreciative of you and your hard work and your team also, and also Dr. Alvarado for the work that he continues to collaborate with you. I appreciate it. Okay.
And, Board President Midas, I was gonna, put that as also that it's prevention, suicide prevention month. That's something that we want to do, because once they're at school, we can at least find out what is going on with the student, whether it's the shoes closed or if they're thinking of suicidal thoughts or anything like that. So it does give us that advantage when we pick up a student and get to talk to them and learn what kind of environment they're living at. So it's helpful for all of us as a team to work together. So thank you.
Thank you, sir. Is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Mr. Sid, second by Elena. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Public comment on agenda and non-agenda items. I'm sorry, Dr. Iniguez, is there anything else? Oh, no. You're okay. Number I, public comment on agenda and non-agenda items. Is there anybody here to address the board?
No, sir.
I'm sorry, come again?
No, sir.
No?
There's no.
Okay, great. Thank you. Moving on to J, Superintendent's report, Dr. Iniguez.
All right, everyone, can you all see the screen here? I want to make sure everyone's able to see the screen. If not, we can tilt the screen just a little bit. There's a lot of things going on there. Can the board see it still? Okay.
It's a little bit too far, I think. Maybe a little bit back.
Yeah, a little bit back there, Johnny.
Right there.
Thank you, Johnny. But thank you, everyone. Today, you might hear my voice or our voices maybe exhausted because we've been at it since the morning, welcoming back new staff members. And yesterday we had a principal summit as well, extended cabinet. So, but we're here energized for the new school year. And the theme, leaders, what is the theme for this year for the district? Inspiring dreams, right? And to what Nuni was just saying, that we all, whether we're the custodian or the administrator or the counselor or the teacher, we all play a key role in inspiring dreams among our students, including our board members who are mentoring our students too. Next, please. Goal 1 of the district, next. This is an updated picture. We took this picture yesterday of the entire extended cabinet and principal team there. We made it happen. We posted it on social media recently, and I want to just thank the high school. We were hosted there kindly by Mrs. Chavez and her team in the brand new facility. the Multipurpose Student Union. And here it is, the picture. And we're hearing a lot of positive comments from everyone, even our, it's the same principals, the same LDs, the same directors, the same coordinators, unless they're new to the district, right? But the stability is creating this wonderful environment for our district. And I just wanted to show the board this wonderful picture that we took yesterday. Next, please. This one hot off the press, right? And I think Ashley might like this slide here because she just finished the 2-day boot camp. But the little person that stole the show was Calvin, her son, right? You see that picture above? That is me holding Calvin a few weeks ago, but I held him again today. And I also wanted to give Ashley a warm welcome back because she was on maternity leave. She had a baby. Ashley, you do a lot. You do a lot for us and for the district, and it doesn't go unnoticed. And look at you. You have a beautiful baby now, Calvin, who's a little celebrity now, and everyone wants to hold him. And we call him Calvin Harris, like the artist, right? But the secretaries had a wonderful time, a lot of training, and 100% attendance. And they were giving a lot of updates from different departments and, motivation for the new school year. So I think even Ashley, you noticed a different energy compared to past years. So thank you so much for our administrative assistants throughout the district, as well as Ashley. Next, please. A big focus of this year is the professional learning communities, or the PLC, through Solution Tree, and that's been a big part of it. I know Mr. Mares knows this from back in the day, but we are reinstating the PLC with Fidelity. The leaders already know what this is, but teachers wanted more time for PLCing, and that's why we're going to give them more time beginning tomorrow at the welcome back for teachers. And so pictures are from throughout the day today with our new staff members. 50 total, 30 certificated and 20 classified have come back to the district. A lot of them are alumni coming back. So I want to thank Fred Guerrero in HR. I went into the office today in HR and they were stressed out because now they're preparing for longevity awards too. And 50 hires is a lot of work. Cleaning up the HR department was a lot of work for the last 2 years. The files, thank you. The other person I want to commend here who helped clean up the HR files too is Jimena. And she is now our brand new translator. Let's give her a warm welcome. Jimena, welcome officially. That's why she's here. And Jimena will also be assisting with board meeting translations, IEPs, as Amy has transitioned more to communications coordinator, right? So next, please. That's a picture of the old Parlier High School. And the reason I put that there is because we're also using the past, the glorious days of the past to inspire the present days. This is a picture that I showed new staff members, and they were just in awe of the beautiful building of the past. And I show it because we're big on arts education, and we're bringing back, we have the only conjunto program in the state of California in Parlier Unified School District now. So huge deal for us, a lot of views on social media, and the community loves it. Next, please. We're also creating a new mission vision for the district. We're now past the previous one, and I sent this to the board as well, but we covered this with our leaders. So the board members are still welcome to give me feedback on the new vision. But the mission, you'll see the Parlier Unified School District community, all of us, whether it's students, staff members, alumni, family members, serves to inspire dreams, which is also right behind us right here, inspiring dreams, that we all play a key role, right? That's, again, alluding to what we were sharing earlier with Mr. Torres, is that we play a key role in inspiring dreams. And the goals stay the same, but we further clarified the goals for the district, and just wanted to show that new graphic to the district, to the board as well. Next, please. Last time I brought this slide up, but I wanted to update the board that, again, our secondary schools have 6-year WASC accreditations. And we have, we're going to recognize our principals. So Mrs. Chavez and Dr. Garza, please save the date. It's the next board meeting, September the 9th. We're going to have a nice honor for you and your staff for getting a 6-year WASC accreditation for the 3 school sites. And also, we're going to move our board meeting on September the 9th to Parlier Junior High School cafeteria, because we're also going to invite 3 cohorts of early college students and their families to come be recognized by the board as well. Next, please. A big deal here, financial literacy. We just had a meeting earlier, is the former federal FDIC chair, Shyla Bear, of the country is coming to Parlier along with CEOs of banks, PG&E executives, and FCC people from the federal government. We're launching financial literacy district-wide on August the 26th. We're going to have media around. It's going to be a big deal for Parlier, as Parlier becomes one of the few districts that takes the lead with financial literacy in the state of California. And so books are coming, and the principals know this is coming already. So more information from me and Navarro, as well as Mr. Mora. But board members, please, I'll send you reminders. Please save the date. And these are going to be a way to tell students about the importance of financial literacy, as we want them to invest and support the families for the future. Next, please. Goal number 2, I'm going to go very quickly now. Updates of the new facilities. Again, I showed this to the new staff. Next, please. Parlier Junior High School there. Parlier High School, new cafeteria. Next, please. The quad is being updated in the high school. We're celebrating our grand opening pretty soon, September the 9th. And I know that the high school team is working with Renee to work on the logistics of the fencing and the safety for our students as they return, and staff as they return to work and to learn on Monday of next week. Next, please. We just hired recently a new band director for Parlier High School. We were just chatting with them at the student union a few hours ago. And that's Mr. Isaguirre, who has a lot of plans for Parlier High School's music program. I could see a sense of release with Mrs. Chavez and relief, right? It's like, yes, that was one of those key positions, right? Thank you, Fred, too, that we identified for the district to continue to expand art education. Next, please. The next big goal and a dream for decades is the football field and stadium. Tonight, we have a presentation from PBK. That's why we have Mr. Rodriguez over there in the back, Alfredo, who's going to give the board and all of us the last updates of the rendering so that we have final feedback to the architects before we move on to the next steps. We're hoping for the groundbreaking to take place in February of 2026. Next, please. And if you haven't noticed, 4 of our 7 school sites already have window graphics on their school fronts. You'll see that Chavez, Martinez, Parlier Junior High School, and Berletic have window graphics. Thank you to ProScreen and thanks to those principals. And we're now going to move forward with the other school sites, our Lions at San Joaquin, Parlier High School Panthers, and also Benavides, because when we first posted this, Berletic, by the way, a big round of applause to Mrs. Aguilar over there, who was a visionary about this too, but also to head custodian, Mr. Daniel Resendiz, who painted this, took it upon himself. A big round of applause to custodian Daniel Resendiz, who painted the trim of Berletic, and it looks like a brand new school, right? So we have some superstar employees. We have them everywhere, but this Daniel Resendiz took the initiative with the support of Renee as well and everyone in MOT and the custodial staff there. And that was one of his projects this summer. And so the schools are looking amazing, and we will continue to share updates. Next, please. And a big shout out to Mr. Clausen, Mr. Flores, and FFA, Mrs. K. Our elementary kids took a trip to the farm this past summer. Mr. Martinez, you were part of that too with ELAP. Our kids came to the Parlier High School farm. There's a lot of updates out there. Green grass. We have a pumpkin patch returning to Parlier High School. And also elementary principals, if we want to take our kids to visits later in the fall when the pumpkins are growing, we would definitely facilitate that. And internships, our kids getting paid for internships. They're doing a lot of the work with concrete and welding. And it's been a huge hit. And we hope and we plan to expand these internships next time. So congratulations to Parlier High School and the Ag Department as well. Next, please. Goal number 3. And just continue to follow us on social media, please. Our numbers keep on growing. If we can see the next slide right there, our Instagram, we now have more followers than local districts. I don't want to name the names, but I'm very competitive. Districts that have way more enrollment than we do, we have more followers now because alumni are following us. The hires that are coming back are telling us we came to Parlier because we're following you on social media and we want to be part of the new vision and mission of the district. So the social media aspect. So let's give a big round of applause to Amy Hernandez Calderon. She's doing amazing work. Next, please. The first day of school is next Monday, August the 11th of 2025. And also, all of the elementary schools have coordinated a back to school night at their sites. That'll be August the 7th, which is in a few days, from 4:30 to 5:30 p.m. And pretty soon we'll release information about our secondary school sites. But the principals are working together to coordinate this and to make it more a coordinated effort for back to school. Next, please. And lastly, I'd like to thank our Board of Trustees that they're up here. But the stability, the direction, the movement that you see couldn't take place. Something that I shared in the new at the new staff orientation and with our leaders is those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. So this is happening right now because we have the right conditions. We have Board President Mr. Mares, Board Vice President Mrs. Sanchez, Mr. Sid, Board Clerk, Mrs. Gonzalez, and Mr. Molina, board members, dedicated board members to this community. And also they ran on platforms to change the course of the history of Parlier, given our history. And so for that, I'm very grateful. We're all grateful. And we shared this slide with our new staff members, our current staff members too. And credit has to go, credit is due where it's due, right? So this is part of creating the conditions for a stable district long-term. And so let's give a big round of applause to our board members. I know they don't expect this. They don't expect this, and I haven't done this, but they do deserve it for sure, 100%. So thank you so much, everyone, and that was my report.
At this point, is there any comments regarding Dr. Iniguez's report? Testing.
Bringing everything to us so that we can pass and make make things better for our students and our staff. We do have a great board. I am very thankful for them because we all have the same goals. So I want to thank all our staff for bringing all these wonderful things to our superintendent. It's going to be an exciting year for us again, and I look forward to more. And thank you so much for bringing this to everyone to see, and for having us on social media where everybody in the community can see what we've done and what we're continuing to do. So thank you so much for these presentations.
Our pleasure, Mrs. Sanchez, and thank you to everyone here that benefits from the stability and the new direction of the board. Thank you to the cabinet team as well, big time. Thank you, Ms. Sanchez.
Any other comments from the board?
Thanks for the report. I just want to comment on, I know you said we're changing our board, junior high, right? Our board meeting, junior high?
If we have 90 early college students and parents, yes. Oh, yeah,
That way,
we could, yeah, that's a great suggestion. And the brand new gym. That's a great opportunity. Yeah, we'll have it in the new gym, right, Dr. Rosas? And that'll be also an opportunity for the families to show up to the gym and check it out, correct? Great suggestion. I was like, whoa, that's awesome. Awesome.
Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you, Mrs. Gonzalez. No, thank you.
Dr. Iniguez, once again, thank you so much for the comprehensive review, reviewing all three goals and sharing with us all of the great things. I'm particularly impressed with Amy with all of the social media press. I did notice the other schools. I wouldn't mention their names, Dr. Iniguez, but they're very close to us, like very close to us in all directions. And we have sometimes I think twice the amount of people following us on social media. But I want to thank you, Amy, and your team for the great work in English and in Spanish, so that our bilingual community are able to see the great things that are happening. I look forward to it every day and seeing everything. So I do want to thank you and our principals, our coordinators and directors, Mr. Martinez with the ELOP and everything else that's going on. It's just so exciting. And I want to thank this board for being very proactive and moving forward and being so professional. I want to thank each and every one of you for the good work that you guys are doing. Okay? Thank you. Presentation reports. Okay, moving on to K, presentation reports. Supportive environment, Parker High School, new stadium athletic complex project. A. Rodriguez and R. Rodriguez. Is that a double team?
All right, let's give them a warm welcome. Alfredo and Rene Rodriguez.
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Rene Rodriguez, and I'm here to help support Mr. Alfredo Rodriguez, who's from PBK. He's the lead on this project, along with Ricardo, who's not here, but he will be able to provide that information. So just want to make sure that everybody's in the loop with what's going on and understand the time frame that we have in order to fulfill this project, mainly for our students. And so we've been talking back and forth and providing as much information as we can, but at some point we have to say it's time and we have to start moving forward with the construction. So that's why we're here today, to provide last input on some of the big ticket items. If you look at the two documents that were provided, there are two, one that shows the presentation, it's itemized with numbers, shows the details on the cost of these items. And as you can see, the total cost that we have, which includes the certificate of participation, as well as the bond that was approved recently, is a total of $17.1 million. You may think that's a lot of money in today's time. You know, looking at what the projection is, the cost of this project, it is $18.5 million, and that's because we've scaled back already. And so if you do the math, we're still short about $1.4 million that we got to decide and figure out how are we going to go about providing the best facility for our students without taking away too much from it and scaling back. In construction, they talk about how we can value engineer, meaning how can we, you know, pull out from the project, but still be able to contain and have value, but still you're taking away in some places. And for example, if you want a certain texture that costs more, then maybe going with a different type of material in order to scale back without making the facility, you know, less important or less valued. But those are the tricks and the trades that we rely on the architect to help us to be able to provide to us how we can do that. Again, without cutting corners to where now we're taken away from the construction project. So with that being said, tonight's opportunity for PBK is to present to you, to our public who's watching, and say this is where we're at, and then us to be given final direction on moving forward so that we can go from the schematic part of this to now into the design, fine design tuning, and get this to DSA, because the better they do with putting this together, then the less DSA is going to respond. That's the state, Division of State Architects. And they're very heavy on making sure that any project that involves students, that it's done very well and it's safe for all. So we have to make sure that we turn it over to the architects with still input, but not getting in the way of stopping them once we've already provided them the feedback they need to move this forward and start putting it into the print. And once they're done with that and they feel everything is covered, right, all the details, the blueprints as they call, those are submitted to the state. They review them. They go back and forth and make sure that everything is fine. We get the stamp. And once we get that stamp, then we're in business to put that, you know, out for those contractors that are interested in building this beautiful project and put their name on it as well when it's said and done. So it is an honor to be able to be a part of this project. Thank you all, the board, all those who participated in providing input and helping out, from the oversight committee to those people who have helped from the get-go. All of you, we're all a part of this. Even if you're a principal at an elementary, eventually those students, those little Panthers will eventually, or those little cats will become Panthers at some point in time. And we expect them, and I know you've been invited to games and stuff like that to, be at these events. So having the little ones at these events and inspiring them, and the youth programs that participate and play on the field, it's all a big family, as it was mentioned in the mission and vision of a family, a community coming together to build this project. And we want everybody to feel that way, that this is not a me or a PBK or a you, it's all of us. And that's what this is about. So when we walk through those gates, we feel proud of it, and it'll be there for many years to come. And I'm very happy with the new, and not just saying because, these are projects that I've been a part of, but I've seen that the new facilities that have come in, and even the ones that we've done modifications to and repairs, the students, for the most part, have taken care of these places. And I've gone to other places. So yeah, even though it's a little bit here and there and it needs some repair, I'm very happy with less graffiti from when we started. I remember not having to do that every time, but it takes, from security real late at night and keeping an eye on things and trying to do the best. There's one for the whole district going around, but doing their best to keep their eye on this kind of stuff. So to end this and turn it over to Mr. Alfredo Rodriguez at PBK, I'm just thankful for all of you. And I'm so excited to, continue what we're doing right now, the progress, your site may not be getting as much activity as other sites, but do know that you are in my thoughts, you are in my prayers to hopefully bring those things to your sites too. I wish I had just an abundance of funds, because like I tell them, put the money there, and I will start that night once I know that it's there, start brainstorming and finding ways, not just to throw it and say, here you go, but to try to find the best prices for our district and make our dollars stretch as much as we can. Okay, so that's where I'm at, and I'll turn it over to Mr. Rodriguez, who will give you more information, more details on the project and timelines and money. And hopefully, yeah, he tends to bring a lot of bad news, but today he said he's going to bring good news. I'm waiting for that. I'm excited.
All right, thank you. Thank you for this wonderful summary and introduction of this project, Renee. It's a pleasure working with you and all you. Thank you. Thank you for having me today, and thank you for allowing me to be part of your team. We're working as a team, like Renee says. This is not our project. This is your project. We're guiding you through the process to get where you guys need to be, where you guys want to be. So first of all, I would like to kind of lay down the process for these projects that sequencing of events that needs to happen. Initially, we started with when we started the project with a general idea of a general stadium, right, at the beginning. Then we went into schematic designs. We're towards the end of the schematic designs at this point. So since the last time we met, probably a couple of months ago, we presented a generic type design for you guys to get some input from you guys, some reaction. So since then, we got input from your cabinet, from your board members. You guys did some site visited some facilities close by. We did some together. We went and visited, for example, Matilda Torres in Madera. We visit some facilities so that we get an idea as to what you guys really want and need. So after going through all these process, then we come back and we develop a wish list kind of thing. Okay, what is the district want after you visiting all these facilities, and what are your needs? So we come back to a wish list, to a programming for these facility. And again, this facility, this project, just like any other project, is morphing into a reality, into a building, into something you guys gonna be able, a facility you guys gonna be able to use, and our design is supposed to respond to your needs. That's what we hear. A lot of the stuff that you see here is based on your comments, on your input that you provided to us, and we just kind of work our magic on our end to make sure it's per code and it works and it's within budget and within your schedule. Okay, so now that's it. uh, what we have here, I'm gonna list some of the key elements that some of the input that we got from the districts before we go into these individual items in the rendering their plan view. One of the one of the main concerns that you guys had, and one of the things that you wanted to accomplish is to make sure we had separate entrances for the home and the away, have separate restrooms, separate snack bars, for example. Those are some of the major items. It's a 9-lane track that we had in there. We also talked about a secondary entry from the school. It's in there. We'll go once we go to the next slide. On the bleachers, on the home bleachers, there will be a breezeway. It's not currently shown on these renderings, and the reason is because these renderings come straight from one single manufacturer at this point. But in fact, now that I mentioned that, one of our major tasks that that we're going through right now and is moving forward in the next month or two is strategizing for ways of bringing this facility within budget. Okay, so we talked about bidding some of these items separately. For example, we might do demolition and the removal of the berms, which is a big cost item, separately. Hopefully we can gain some money there and we can allocate it in some other items that you guys want in here. Another thing that we contemplated doing and we are gonna do is the bidding the bleachers, which is a big ticket item. As you can see on the estimate, if you have it in front of you, is like a $3.5 million just for the bleachers. So in doing that and putting that out to bid, we're gonna create some options for you guys. So we're gonna ask, at least try to get at least a couple of manufacturers to give us a number so that it's a competitive number that will reduce the cost. Also, we're gonna bid for 4,000 seats, and then we're gonna get an option for 3,500 seats. Then we're gonna get an option for balcony and one without the balcony on the press box area, which is one of the features one of the facilities had in one of the sites that we went and visit. All right, so we're gonna bid it in a way that you guys get options to choose from, so that hopefully we get a good number. And again, the savings will go back into other items that you really want it done on this project. Another thing that we're contemplating doing is there is probably some, we're gonna go with the owner furnished items, which we talked about maybe providing the synthetic turf, the material itself, that might save some money. So we're gonna entertain that opportunity, that option. Equipment in the snack bar, whatever is required in the facility that the district can purchase on their own, that would be a little bit of saving on that end. So we are contemplating and we're working and strategizing ways to kind of save some money so that we can bring this project to your budget. Right now, like Renee mentioned, we're like 18.5. That includes soft costs and everything. That's a complete budget for the project, what you see in there. The construction cost, if you have it in front of you, is like 15.7. All right, but by the time you add all the soft costs, markups and stuff, it goes up a little bit more. Now, that's it. That kind of sets the stage as to what we're working on in terms of to try to reduce the cost. What you see in there on the floor plan on the number 4, that is, in the previous presentation, we presented a layout with different buildings in different areas. On this new layout, what you see there on number 4, we combined all the support buildings into one to save money in the infrastructure. Now, doing by doing these, we wanna save money on the infrastructure that takes like running electricity, water, sewer to multiple areas within the facility. This is a one localized area, one building, one area, you save money there. Also for cooling and heating, you're gonna have one system instead of 3 different systems depending on the buildings that you have. So there's some saving there. And that's why we decided to do a one building in the corner facing the corner of the street like what you guys had before on the presentation. Now, that building in there still allows for 2 different entrances, 2 ticket booths, 1 on each side, 2 snack bars, and 2 different restrooms, boys and girls on both sides. It still separates the homes and the away teams. And also, another one of the requirements or needs that you guys wanted to be incorporated into this project was to leave a space like 6 feet around the track for you guys for the golf cars to go around and for functionality purposes, so that it's incorporated in there. Now, there is some items that you guys feedback that you gave us, like charging stations and little things that we are not able to put in the rendering. It's in our list, and it's gonna be incorporated in the design development phase. Right now, we're in the schematic, towards the end of a schematic design. And as soon as we move forward, we will be moving forward to the design development. That's what we implement all the technical items into the design, into the actual drawings. And from there, it becomes a construction document after that phase. So just wanted to kind of give you that so that you can picture in your mind where we stand and where we're going. Again, I just want to mention that buildings are always designs. This is not the final. I'm sure it's going to change slightly as we go. We're going to get more comments from your team. We're going to get more comments from my engineers when they see it. They're going to propose stuff. So it's going to shape between, it's going to take a whole big team from my end, from your end, but eventually it'll become the facility and it's going to respond to your needs, which is the most important thing in this process. Something that is for that community, responds to their needs and responds to what you need and what you want as a community. Okay, so that was number 4. Then we have a number 5. That's the second entry in there that is facing the school. I don't know if you can see the numbers from here. I can barely see them. Again, I'm kind of blind, but there's an entrance, and in the next slide we're gonna see a perspective, a view from the ground up, looking at that right there. Thank you. So that is right now what we have, and like again, this is a presentation that might change slightly depending on comments from you, further input. But for now, that will be like the main entry from the school into the stadium. And then there will be, if you go left, once you go into the entrance in there, you go behind the home bleachers, and there's gonna be a pathway and a breezeway in the middle of the bleachers, which was one of your things that you wanted to incorporate in there.
Will there be a fence there so that, you know, the fence, but will there be like a gate there that can go in and out?
Yes, there will be a gate
Oh.
that separates the stadium from the school.
Yeah.
The gate that you see on your right-hand side, that's the gate that separates the street.
The one on the right-hand side, will there be a gate?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a double gate. That's supposed,
Panther Way, I think it's called.
yeah, we have to keep that path across because it's a fire lane.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So there will be a gate going east-west, and then we're also gonna have a gate on the gate up there to the stadium. So there'll be a way of controlling the traffic there as well. Okay, can you go to the next slide? This is showing a view from the corner of the entry to the building that we currently have. We have the big logo of the Panther Stadium, and as you can see, there's windows on either side of the building. That is a window, like a peak view into the ticket booth. We're hoping to use this window as a visual so the district can display some of their school gear and things that they want to sell as they go and purchase the tickets on either side, home and
Mr.
away.
Rodriguez, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but for example, this is just a rendering, right?
Yes.
Because, you know, Matilda Tourist High School, you know, they have that big old bull, that red bull and everything looks beautiful, right? I'm just wondering what we can do to add a bang when people come into Parker High School football stadium and they have like a big, like the facade or that picture, like the rough at the high school cafeteria.
Yeah, like the Red Bull that we saw at Matilda, but for us, it'd be like that. So this
Because-
is subject to more feedback in future.
Yeah, no,
See, this
yeah,
looks
no,
like
no,
something
exactly.
like 1960s or something like that. I'm talking about, I want to make it contemporary so that it shoots out and it just stands out, you know, like a big panther face like you have at Parker High School cafeteria.
We'll work on that. We'll present a couple more options
Would you?
for it. And
Okay.
it's good that you give us feedback. This is perfect.
Mhm.
We'll make that the logo stand out. We'll make that the Panther stand out and call your attention for sure.
Yeah, and then also the flower bed in front of the Panther Stadium, you won't have that, right? I mean, you cover it up so you can not present it. I think it'd be a lot more cleaner, maybe, like at Matilda.
And
They
Matilda, I don't think they have that.
They don't have a
No, they
flower.
don't have that.
They don't have
That's
the
what I'm
flower.
saying. I think it's somewhere cleaner if it doesn't have it.
Okay.
Remember,
Yeah.
remember, Eric, when we went to Madeira? And they didn't have that thing like the flower bed in front. It was just straight up flat. It was clean.
Shouting there.
There is like a seating concrete bench. You can sit and rest, but they don't have the planter in there. And
The color stadium either.
Yeah. What I'm looking for is I want our principal Chavez to be involved and her team as well, because they're gonna be there, right? But I want when people come to Parlier, I want them to say, wow, like, you know, like the Parlier High School cafeteria, when you walk in and you have the big old Panther
The
up front.
Panther there in the new
And
cafeteria.
it's like,
the high school,
wow,
yeah.
it's the wow factor that I want people when they come to Parlier to see something like that. Like, wow, when you go to Matilda, you see that big old bull there, big old red bull, like, wow, that's nice, right?
we'll make it happen.
I think the concept, I like the concept of having that open and all that. I think, Mr. Honestly saying is like, the building looks kind of plain.
Yeah.
No, we'll make it happen. We'll extend. I have ideas. I know what we can propose based on your comments.
Yeah, like a wow factor, like
wow
we're
factor.
here. And also an opportunity for families to take pictures in front of that logo, right?
Yeah.
The Panther Stadium, you
Big
know.
old Panther, beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, we'll make it happen. We'll get you a couple more design threads and we can meet.
Okay.
So
This hasn't been done in a long time, so we need to do it right, because we don't know when the next time we're gonna be able to upgrade our stadium, right? So for us to do it right, make it, like Mr. Mata said, make it out there, make it a centerpiece of the high school where people just come and.
we won't stop working until we please and everybody has the wow effect.
Okay.
So this is good. I mean, this is common. This is input. That's what we're here for.
Mhm.
We'll make it work. Can we move to the next? I think they only gave me like 10 minutes, so Rene took about 8, so he owes me.
Yeah, go and charge Renee. If you need a charge for anything, charge Renee Rodriguez.
Oh. So here you go. That's a different perspective looking from up above. Gives you a better view from a corner. Another items that the district wants to incorporate in there is the screen wall in the back of the visitors to kind of disguise the bottom of bleachers. That's gonna be part of the design development phase. When we have the technical stuff in there, we'll put something in there. All the charging stations will be in there. That's one of your items.
We're still gonna have the opening on the home side, right?
Yeah, that's the reason we
Yeah.
talk about, right?
Yeah, yes, right now we don't have, we don't have this.
But the new rendering will have the, you know,
Yeah.
they'll have the new opening, right?
Yeah, yeah, the breezeway behind it, yes.
Garza High School, their home bleachers has a breezeway in the middle where the kids come out underneath the bleachers. So that's what we want to hear is. They'll come out under the bleachers, so.
So your football players,
Other than, on the field.
so there is a pathway to the back and then it'll show in there. When I was talking about the breezeway, that's what I referred to, is the breezeway. So there'll be that the students will be entering in the middle of the home,
Underneath,
underneath.
The football players, the football
Underneath.
players.
the seating's not gonna be interrupted, right? You're still gonna have the seating.
Feeding them up
across.
on top and around on the side. So it's like a breezeway. It's like what you see on the stadiums for the NFLs and things like that. All the players coming out and taking their hands. So
Yeah.
that's the effect that the district want to achieve. And there is something that we have to work with when we bid this project out, talking to about the breezeway. There is a big cost difference between staying within 18 feet and larger. So we're gonna ask for 18 feet smaller, and we're gonna ask for a larger breezeway. It's more costly, but it'll give you guys an option. You guys decide which way you guys wanna go. Once you go beyond 18 feet opening, it becomes a lot of bigger structure. So that was told, manufacturer told us about it, so.
Just
They told
to
us to
share
be
with you for the our folks that are out there in the audience, the area that we're talking about is kind of traditional, like you mentioned. It's an opening in the home side, right in the middle. Renee, can you do that again? Can you point it out where it's going to be at? Something you would see at a football game at Notre Dame or, you know, a college game, USC. Very special. It's unique, and I think it will add to the ambulance of the stadium. It's classy, very, very classy, very nice. We want to do a good job, and we want to spend the money. We only have so much money, but we want to make sure that when this place is completed, that it'll look nicer than Selma or Wheatley or some of these other high schools that are close by. We don't have the money like Matilda Torres does, but we want to make sure that what we do is something, a wow factor. And so that's what we're looking at.
Yeah, the breezeway is gonna be unique, and it's gonna be something I'm sure the students are gonna be proud of and wanna walk through there. Wanna go eager to play a game. Okay, so we can move to the next slide. Okay, there you go. So this last slide right here, if you notice, something else popped out in there, number 14. Okay, so that's something that district really wants. That's an additional set of restrooms on the west side by the home bleachers. So that's an additional building that will serve football, your home side, plus will also be able to be used on your baseball or activities on the west side, or when you have any activities. So it's a dual functional building. So that right now we have it as an alternate. If you guys have the cost estimate, we separate it so you guys get an idea as to how much it costs to just do that building. It's in the bottom, it says additive alternate. That is that building right there. Okay. We're trying to kind of shave some costs on the other items to make money for this building. That's our goal. And hopefully I have faith that we're gonna get there. We just have to kind of revisit the design and work and shape it and mold it in a way that you guys get all you guys need and all this building included.
So is that restroom included in the 18.5 million or is it not?
That includes the 18. That's all inclusive. So that is all in there. And the reason why we put it all inclusive, because I know the district really wants it. And you guys really need it. And it's a big thing for you guys to have that, not just for the football, but for the baseball and everything that happens on that side. So that's a great thing that you guys really need.
Just so the public knows, we'll have two restrooms for our baseball fields.
Yeah.
So this will help us with that, to give us our baseball, a true restroom, right? Because that portables that we Renee. Yes.
Renee, looks like you want to add something there. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
just real quick before there's questions. In looking at the field, pretty much everything is kind of standard to what you will see in other new modern fields like Matilda being mentioned, the type of material being used. Where we can, add some of the wow factors and the design still, that's still an opportunity. But right now to say, okay, this is the location of where things will be at in perspective. If there's any ideas of specifics of design or anything that you would like building, if we do something too different, then we got to look at in architecture, right? I mean, I read a little bit into that too as well in the magazines and the scripts, but trying to make it fit in. We can have a hybrid and kind of like, totally change and it kind of looks totally different, but it may not fit in with the rest of the campus area. The campus area has a lot of, the lofted roofs. And so that's kind of what this is trying to get it to blend with what everything else that's going on there. And so that's the concept. I mean, we can go out of that or you can provide some more details, but when architects, they try to make it fit in to the rest of and that's what they did, I think, beautifully with the cafeteria, the NPR, is trying to make everything seem like, hey, that's been here. It's not just something that was thrown in there after the fact. So we can do what I understand as a hybrid and say, no, we want to totally kind of go away from that. And we want not a flat roof, but we want an arch or a pitch. That's something that we would have to, again, decide if that's what you all want. We could do that, but they go based off of trying to make the facilities like blend, like this has been here with the modern kind of twist to it as well. That's just some ideas to think about. It's not final and we can, make those adjustments. Whether the cost, a lot of it's going to be is in the size of the building. So we can change as far as the shape of it. That's pretty easy for them to do. But when we start saying, well, we want more as far as space, square footage, that's what we're going to drive the cost up. Or if you say, we want, instead of paint, we want it to be brick out of all brick. Well, brick is going to then, again, shoot the cost up. And when we talked about value engineering, like the effect on the new building at the NPR, we couldn't go with brick because of the cost, but we added as far as a trim of red to resemble the brick that's already been there for many years at the high school. So although we want, all these elements, which I do too, it's just things to keep in mind as we get to the final, because once we submit it to DSA, then we need to be kind of done. So any feedback as we start to go from schematic to actually like, here's everything where it's going to go and we're good with everything in location. Now the design phase of, no, we want to see this type. That's okay. We're okay with the hybrid type of idea. That is okay. If we want to add square footage, then we just keep on adding, money to the project. But change of look, might not be that much more. Unless we had an elevator or something, then yeah, that's it. Yeah. So that's just, I want to provide that feedback so you can kind of know where the ideas come from, is how do we make the building look as though it was always, supposed to be there. And if we're okay with changing that, then you let us know and we'll make those adjustments. There's always while we can do things like with, like stuff here with the emblems and, if we want to change like the Panther, if we do something different with the Panther too, and we have different Panthers, the traditional Panther that we have for, kind of the helmets and what's been used in football is that Panther. We can make it pop out with different types of material and put it on the top versus there and make it stand up on the top of the building and do something like that. But if we want to say, no, we want at the entrance like a real fierce Panther like we have on the gym floor, then it's going to have two different Panthers. You're going to have that Panther, plus you're going to have a different Panther that's on the helmet. So it's just all those little things that we got to think about when we say, that's okay. That's what we want. We're okay with a hybrid in regards to having a Panther of this style and a Panther at the entrance that's different. So those are things just to kind of think about as we get into the design, because that's where we're at. We're going to be going into the design.
And if we go for entrance, kind of stick that on the field, make sure that it's demoed right, if you don't want to have to stadium.
So that's where, again, we'll need to kind of, you know, they're starting to finalize, those are things we can make adjustments, but we got to know building size, we got to know locations, so they can start drawing that, and, you know, all the concrete and all the elements around it, they can get going. And then those details, we can make some changes, a little easier to make those changes.
The big lion in the front. Oh, but that was
The
great.
wow factor.
Well, thank you, Renee. That is a great concept there, and a good point to make. Another thing, I don't want to eat all the time. You probably want to go home and rest. But there is another building that we left. We had to take out of the original scope of work, which was the team room and the warm-up room. It really threw us off our estimate, our budget. So we did left some room in there, number 12 in there that you see in there. We left it in some area there in case you want to add it later on.
Number 13?
Right.
Yes.
13. Number 13 right there. So it's generally on the same area as we had it before. It's just not there and it's not in the estimate, right? Yes, we are gonna run the infrastructure, which is basically sewer, water, and electricity conduits, empty conduits up to it, in case it becomes a reality. Then the infrastructure will be there, and it's in the right location. We reserve that for that purpose. So again, this is gonna be a project. It's morphing into reality, into a facility that you guys eventually gonna be using, hopefully sooner than later. But again, any comments and any feedback is welcome. And at this point, I'm just gonna stop and ask if you guys have any questions. We can go over that. Yes. No questions? Okay.
No, I do have a question.
Good.
I do have a question. On the seating on the bleachers,
Yes.
it's gonna be 3,000 bleachers, right?
It's right now, what's in the estimate is a 4,000,
4,000.
which is 2,500 on the home and 1,500 on the visitors.
So it's 3,000 for the home.
It's 15.
How many of those are gonna be ADA, or what is that?
What it'll be, we
handicap?
have to comply, and it's gonna be in the bottom row, so you're gonna see a ramp
Okay.
on the side of these bleachers, just like you've probably seen in another facilities. And the first seats in the front are usually the ones that are accessible. So we have to provide a ratio, a fixed number
Okay.
that is required by code. So, yes,
So you'll also have wheelchair
ramp,
accessibility
accessibility.
where it's not a seat, it's a seat and a.
Yes,
for
a companion, they call it companion
Right.
seat, right? And then
Right.
in a parking area for
Right.
their wheelchair, yes.
How many of those are we gonna provide, or how is it broken down?
That will be until we get the final count. Depends on the count that you have, because we're gonna entertain two different numbers, one for 4,000, one for 3,500. Each one is gonna require a different amount, on the home side and on the visitor side. So it depends on the amount. There's a percentage that you have to provide, and that's what gives you the final number. But usually it's on the bottom in the center. The majority of that is accessible. So
And just to, you know, I'm of the opinion that the home side should have the 3,000 and give the visitors 1,000, you know?
we can do that. So up to you guys, so.
Yeah.
I was talking to Kingsburg High School too. You've been to the stadium of Kingsburg High School. They have a huge capacity, but they also like 5,000 seating, Kingsburg High School, but they have 4,000 on the home side and 1,000 or less on the away side. So that's never been a challenge or an issue for them, but you know,
Okay,
the
we-
home side needs to be grand,
We do 3-1, right?
right? So,
And 25, 28 and 700 on the other side for the option 2.
Built the high school at what, 2,500 on the home side?
They were, I don't remember the number, but they were,
Okay, 25. Did they?
So right now, how many do we have? How many do we have?
currently,
We have 1,500 on, yeah, they're equal on both sides, actually a little more on the guest because we have the press box up top, a little bit less.
So right now it's 1,500, Renee? And if we do 3,000, that's double the amount.
Double the amount.
That's a big, it's a
It's a
big
double.
stadium on the home side. That's, which is nice.
The home side, till the.
I want to say it's more than that.
Yeah.
I think that's the visitor
I
side.
think it's bigger stadium. Yeah.
No. I was,
You know, like that's.
I think
that,
it's-
that was,
I'm trying to get an idea of like what the seating would.
it was probably like 3 and 2.
Two.
But that's what I can look into it.
Yeah.
but I think that's what it was. I have the numbers in the office, but it was a large one.
Yeah.
And just mentioning the Kingsburg, facility that was built in 2008, that was like a $4.7 million project. And if you've been to Kingsburg, it's a nice facility, but you can see how the cost has increased, 17 years later. And now we're talking, we're trying to, we have 17.1 and that's not even enough, to get a place like the way they have one. So
Mhm.
that's the challenge and we're gonna make it nice. Again, some things I think we can still have, and we'll talk later how we can maybe get through this phase, the schematic phase, and then get more into a
Yeah.
detailed phase of design. But at
Okay.
least so that they can kind of go
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
location, and then we can make some twists
Yeah.
and turns where we need to.
The entrance, the concept is really nice. I like it that it's open. You have that little seating area and kind of the entrance, all that, the snack bar with the back of the home, all that. I think that's all nice. I think it's just the details that we have to.
See, they like some things, yeah.
We're gonna work on the wow factor there.
The wow factor.
We're still working on that, but yeah, okay, so that's great news. Any other questions? Anybody else?
Yeah, the questions too, as far as the structural aspect of this, are there any changes or proposals that we have? Because as Renee is saying, we want to move very quickly after this, because we'll move on to the final rendering. Later, we'll have an opportunity for more of the fine details of the buildings and the paintings or the mascot or this and that, but it's more of the foundational stuff that we need to approve to move.
Quick question regarding, like, for example, taco trucks and food trucks, where would that be located at?
There's gonna be, you see the big piece of concrete on the facing the.
Tell me a number.
By the city. It's in front of 5.
In front of 5, 4, and
5, right?
13.
Between 5 and 9, that's a big enough area to drive a fire truck in there.
Okay.
It's almost where it's at now, but now it'd be concrete.
Yeah,
We have
it's
now,
just-
right?
Yeah, it'll be a lot of concrete.
And you mentioned also there'll be like electric outlets and stuff like that?
We are gonna have a charging station, electric outlets, all on that area.
Okay.
But till they had these concrete benches that they had with the outlets, we'll do something similar because that's what we're currently doing in the quad area.
Okay.
So we're gonna bring the
Yeah.
same language and so that is the
I'm
same.
satisfied with everything that we got going on here.
So,
I'm
yeah,
sure
so
the
we-
rest of the
we're
board
gonna
members, are you guys
continue.
okay with everything else?
I know Mrs. Gonzalez.
Are you guys okay with everything else?
I had a question.
Yes,
I have another question. I know, the berms are going to be removed.
yes.
And Dr. Bradley did mention about a covering behind it to make it look like it's a berm and we could still add our logo back there. Is that something that we're going to look into or we're not, we're just gonna leave it plain open?
We're gonna do, we talked about doing something on the visitor side that is facing the street. To put something in the back to hide all the structure of and that would be a good opportunity to provide some logos, some names,
Panthers and stuff
Stanger
like that.
Panthers and whatever
In mind.
graphics that you need to put in there. It will be facing the street
What about
Yeah.
charging stations for the carts and
on that
That-
area. Well, we
would
can,
that bring the cost up a lot?
not really. I mean, once No, that wouldn't be too much. We can add more, depending, I mean, if it's like, that usually comes with solar panels, if you're talking about like the ones you have on the other schools? Is that what you're talking about with the?
Well, we,
Or just charging
So I'm
stations?
able to
Charging
charge like the
stations.
golf cart.
golf carts and that kind of stuff, that you can hide them on, like,
No, we can put where you need them. It's a matter of running power to it.
yeah.
Usually running a power from a location to another location runs about 60 to 80 grand. So that's why it is not cheap. It's, I
Yeah.
know we think we can do it with
But
ourselves.
if we do one
but-
thing at one time,
Yeah.
and we put those charging stations on either one side or both sides, and we figure it out, right?
Yeah, no,
On-
we can look into that.
I would say on the home side, we should have, because we have the press box and we have already electricity there, would be the location. I'm just thinking now that we can, it's already there as far as the power. So maybe pulling the power from there and looking at on where it's gonna be split in half, location to help store. So there'll be storage. We talked about storage and we've talked about doing that, after the fact. But maybe having already the power there.
And Renee, what
So it's
about
less.
the football players, like, football equipment that they can store and that kind of stuff? Are we taking that into account using the backsides at all?
It will be, the home side is kind of what we're looking at,
Okay,
and,
So it'd be covered because the home side is facing. the
it needs to
baseball.
be just, specifically storage. And we can discuss that.
Oh.
And the
Some of the other stuff that maybe like covered stuff.
Yeah. okay.
Cost-wise.
So-
It'll save a
You
lot.
agree with Mr. Rodriguez? Is that
Yeah,
what-
no, you guys are totally correct. You guys educated on that. It has a lot of cost. Matilda has a building underneath the bleachers. They have to fire sprinkler. It becomes a different occupancy and fire
But
rating. all
can
over
the
the
infrastructure
place.
of electricity be installed when we're building it, right? I
Yes.
mean,
Yes.
that way
Yeah,
later on,
electricity
as
for
we
sure.
put down there, we already have the electricity. We're putting the skeleton there, and then we're gonna frame it.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Yes.
My only other question, I know we did the walkthrough, last week, number 12. Are we gonna end up moving that back to the backside of they had talked about? The.
Oh,
The throwing field.
They're
field.
providing, well, in the walk that we did, they're providing as far as measurements to see.
Oh,
Because again, cost wise, now we have to, if we do it on the other side where the practice field is at, then now we have to expand again, the access, part of fire access, of DSA, now we got to provide that access all the way to the backside. So that's a shorter distance where we have it there. So we're looking to make sure that there is enough, what's kind of the record in high school sports and what's recommended, for discus, shot put, definitely there's a lot of room. Did we get those yet or not?
Yeah, it looks like we looked into it. It looks like it's just a matter of rotating it a little bit. You have plenty of room in there, and including the safety precautionary space that you have to leave like 10 feet behind the line of I guess the line, the angle of the throw. You still have to leave about 10 feet on each side. You have plenty of room. So right there, it'll work fine.
And they're looking at the Matilda. So if they're hosting, the 9 lane, they're hosting state events or whatever, we're looking at their kind of diagram and how they have it set up. So
long enough to hold any kind of track meet, we're
We're in compliance.
in compliance to be able to hold it. So we're talking about maybe the backside.
area
a lot more.
versus over here, this, back area with the practice with that. So the primary spot, then we have to pay back the back area. So I think that's gonna be the best location for
Yeah.
funding wise.
Yeah, it's a good location for now. I mean,
And it
that's
can
a
be moved if it.
that is not an expensive item. You can remove it and relocate it if you decide to do something on that area.
We can talk about also, get the auditorium downstairs, bring the auditorium.
Yeah.
once we get quiet,
Yeah.
But I mean, for now, we gotta put it,
Yeah, this is just a piece of concrete for the in the cage. It's not a big cost item. It's in here in the breakdown. You can look it up. We looked it up
The
and
cost though, so that they understand and not confuse, the cost would be just, if we move it, it'll be the same. It's just the access now. That's gonna add more concrete, which concrete is the expense item and everything to that location, so. If
The main concern is we don't want to throw the shot put at the buildings, you know, like the CT Center or the windows at the CT Center, right? Or the new cafeteria, the discus, right? That's why we gotta throw it in the other direction.
it'll go, I think if we point it directly to the office, district office, I don't think they can reach it all the way
We
back.
don't want to point it toward Mr. Rodriguez's office, though.
No, we actually looked it up and I think Matilda is like 190 and 180 and required, and that's about what the requirement is. And you guys have like over 200 feet to the next fence before it gets to the admin buildings.
Okay.
You have plenty of room out there. So. So don't worry, it won't hit you. Any other questions?
Any other questions at all? We're good? All right, thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, appreciate you.
Well, thank you.
This is very informative and very educational for all of us and well as our community, because when we build it, we want to do it right. We don't want to have, we could have, we should have, and we didn't. That's why it's important that we have a discussion. We have preliminary reports discussing and sharing about what it's going to look like. We are excited about the new Parlier football stadium. The community of Parlier voted for it overwhelmingly, the most votes in Fresno County. And we're very fortunate to have the faith and the confidence of our community. And we want to build it right and we want to do it well. And we want it to look nice, that we want the wow factor. So when they come to Parlier High School and they see the stadium, they're gonna like, wow, this is nice, right? Just like our cafeteria at Parlier High School. Like people see it, it's like, wow. And once we finish with the high school, and Ms. Chavez, you know that it's looking beautiful right now. It's going to look gorgeous. I'm very impressed, especially next year when it gets painted. All right, so let me move on here. That was the report. Routine consent agenda is items. Is there a motion to approve the items? Motion by Mary. Is there a second? Second by Lena. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Where we at, Rafa? We're at M1. Yeah. This is the number M1 general agenda. At this point, we're going to excuse you, administrators. We want to thank you for being here. However, if you feel compelled that you like to sit here and hear the more news about what's happening here, we welcome you to be here too. With that, thank you so much and have a great year. We look forward to seeing you soon. Moving on to surplus of Parlier Unified School District equipment, regalado.
At this time, I'd like to go over this item, but also I want to share with the board. I did send an email earlier today to the board as they're walking out. Unfortunately, Ms. Regalado lost her husband this morning.
Oh boy.
Ms. Regalado, so she's home right now. So our thoughts and prayers go to Ms. Regalado, and we've been calling her and texting her as well. But this item is surplus of Parlier Unified School District equipment. And this came on behalf of the technology department with Ed codes 17545 and 17548 allow the governing board of school districts to dispose of school property that is no longer required or needs to be replaced when such equipment or materials are found to be unsatisfactory or unsustainable for school use. Ed code 17546C states that such equipment or materials may be disposed of or donated without advertising if the governing board unanimously agrees the property is of an insufficient value to defray the cost of arranging a sale and total value does not exceed $2,500. And there was an attachment in your binder of materials to be surplused and disposed of properly upon board approval. This has to do with our technology department as well.
I saw like 900 iPads, right? Something like that. Are we Are they gonna dispose them or are they gonna allow our kids to maybe, or they're good enough for our kids to be able to use if they like?
Kathy can answer this question. And then Sergio's gonna give more details, because this did come from, Mr. Reynoso,
Yeah, so we have iPads that are more than 10 years old.
more than
So
10-year-old iPads.
Yeah, so they're really useless. Even if students try to use them, they'll be so slow and they'll die right away. That's why we're trying to get rid of them.
And how many,
Yeah. I mean, you can't even use them for that because they're so outdated.
yeah, they're so outdated, you can't even update their software, nothing, it's just
They're
completely,
stuck in
they're
like,
ancient tablets.
literally.
Right?
Any other questions at all? Hearing
Anything you
none,
wanna
is
say?
there a motion to approve the agenda item?
We also have Chromebooks. I mean, I don't know if you
No,
want.
no, that was good.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is there a motion to approve the agenda? Motion by Elena, is there a second? Second by Sid, all in favor? Aye, motion carried 5-0. Moving on to number N, general agenda, personnel and administrative services. We have a contract here, Dr. Iniguez.
Oh, at this time, Mr. Guerrero will go over this item.
Yes, good evening, board, audience, and cabinet members. Bringing this consulting agreement contract, Amelia Arejon, to provide consulting services for the HR team, specifically our newly hired HR technician and gonna be newly hired HR technician to support, because we have two brand new ones. And Amelia's doing a heck of a job in our department, enhancing it. So we would like to keep her on for a little longer until we're ready to cut, for our HR technicians to be able to handle the duties on their own.
Any questions or comments on this item? I can just share with you that I worked with Amelia before, and she is extremely confident and hard worker, confidentiality and everything else,
Yeah.
and she does an excellent job. And I'm really happy that she's going to be able to continue to help you until further notice, Fred.
Until further notice, we anticipate maybe another at the very most.
The most important thing is that documents are being cleared, cleaned,
Yeah,
and so on. We want to make sure that HR department
Right.
is complete and everything is up to par.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
she is currently filling in the vacancy of our HR technician, so she is doing HR work right now. We're
Sure.
hoping that she could start transitioning to a consultant role to
Especially
support
with the new
our
with the
people.
new clerks that we're gonna have.
The new one, yeah.
Yeah.
And I wanted to add something to the board, because we've previously approved Amelia as a substitute. She was retired, right? She's still retired, but
Oh, the new laws.
HR laws changed.
HR laws have
So
changed.
now we can't hire them as substitutes. Now they have to go under the consultant
Agreements.
contract. So that's why there's a change between being a substitute or a consultant, because the law changed.
It's a great
Right.
point, Dr.
Any
Iniguez.
other
Thank you.
clarifications? Any other folks have a question or clarification? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by Mary, is there a second? Second by Elena, all in favor? Aye, motion carried 5-0. Updated certificate extra duty stipend salary schedules for 25-26. A Guerrero?
Yeah, this is our newly created salary schedules stipends for both athletics as well as extra duty services academically, like our department leads. We're bringing it back because we missed some information in there, and now we corrected it and updated, working along with the business department, specifically the business department, right? They caught some errors on the original one, therefore we're bringing it back. It's all cleaned up and ready to go. So our recommendation is to approve as presented.
And I think this is gonna be good for, for clarification for the budget and everything else, and putting everything, being consistent and so on. So it's a
Yeah.
good idea. I know we talked
And
about it
growth.
last time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's growth. We implemented a structure of growth.
Any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the agenda item? Motion by, who motioned for it? Eric, Mr. Molina, and then second by Mr. Sid, all in favor? Aye, motion carried 5-0. Updated classified salary schedules for 25-26. A Guerrero?
So I'm going to explain a little bit on this one because the next two action items are tied in together. First and foremost is the salary schedule. As we see, we did a restructure right at the last board meeting. Now we're bringing the salary schedule here. And we are incorporating, as you see in highlighted in yellow, the irrigation specialist, range 31, lead ground maintenance worker, range 31. Those are the restructures that we've done. We're going to hopefully get approved at the next item, is our new facility support worker. And I'll explain that when we discuss the job description. Part of the restructure, we're eliminating the salary schedule line of the maintenance assistant. That was the one that we restructured to become the lead grounds. So our recommendation is approve this salary schedule as presented.
All right, any questions all? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the item? Motion by Mr. Sid, is there a second? I'll second it. All in favor? Aye. Motion carried 5-0. New job description, facility support worker, A. Guerrero.
Yes, so this goes along and ties in with item number 3 as an action item. On this job description, it's a brand new position to our district. It's newly created and created by our cabinet team, as well as incorporating input from our MOT director, Mr. Rodriguez, as well as working alongside with CSEA to create this newly created job description. What we created was able to support, we created a position that supports all areas of the MOT department. What I mean by that, right, is they could support the grounds, they could support the maintenance support, and they can support our C trains as well as our warehouses and so on and so forth. So we kind of did a utilities floating position.
Like in baseball, utility, man.
Yes.
Does everything.
Yeah, these the short,
Play any position.
any position.
All right.
So our recommendation is to approve this job description.
Is there a
as
motion to
presented.
approve the agenda item? Motion by Mr. Sid, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Lena, all in favor? Aye. Motion carried 5-0. Board member reports, Ms. Gonzalez, anything you'd like to share?
Yeah. I just wanted to say, to all the returning teachers and staff, and then, to our new teachers and staff, welcome on board. And hopefully everyone's, situated and they have a great year. I also wanted to say, one important thing. We started the Parlor Youth Football and Cheer, practices. I just wanted to emphasize everybody, the community that's going through on Newmark between the hours of 5 to 8:30, 9-ish, just for them to kind of slow down. There's a lot of kids entering and exiting, and we just gotta be careful. So I just wanted to kind of let you guys know out there. I also wanted to say I completed the ethics training for the board requirement. I don't know if anybody else has done it. There's a lot of information. I just wanted to let you guys know there's a lot of information and it's open to a lot of questions that you can ask.
What training?
I don't know, but you guys have to complete it by 2026.
I'm joking, I know.
Ashley, we have
We
an
gotta be
update.
on it, right? All of us gotta be on it.
Ashley, they've completed it.
It's a lot of information. I just learned all that yesterday and it was pretty good because we were able to communicate and ask questions. So.
Yeah, awesome. Mr. Molina, anything you want to share?
I want to thank, Dr. Rodriguez and Renee and, board members and the AD that took that tour of, they went with us, they went at the high school to take the walk of the,
Oh, that was
of
good.
the facilities, right?
Wow, good walk.
It was good to see the stadium, and actually, when we had this meeting, we could kind of like, okay, because we see it on paper.
Yeah.
It's kind of good to walk in and kind of see where we're at. It was good to walk around it, but it also gives us an opportunity to go to the FFA,
To the welding shop.
the welding shop,
Yeah.
the awesome welding, they just did the new gates for the pins, right?
Yeah.
I think those kids
The-
are phenomenal, right? I had never been inside the greenhouse, and we saw that they're actually had the pumpkin seeds were growing. The pumpkin seeds
Mhm.
were like, oh, this is pretty cool, right?
That was cool.
Yeah, and then we went over to the welding shop and the kids were making,
The
the
bit
trash
pins.
can, for the trash cans, right?
Yeah.
And so we talked to,
Mr.
Flores and,
Mr. Clausen.
Mr. Clausen.
Yeah.
And they're all summer, right? Extra work, we've done a lot of stuff, and I wanna also shout out to them because they put in, you know, days off, they're coming in on days off to help out our kids, right? You know, they
Good summer work.
Yes, so, and for, you know, that, the commitment they have to our kids, and those kids are out there wilding over there, they're building a trailer.
They're always busy.
Yeah, they're building a trailer to enter competition.
Competitions.
So those kids are out there, you know, home on video games, playing it, these kids are wilding. They're actually, you know, they're perfecting their trade, and that was just awesome to see that, I was happy to see that, and also we talked to them and said, hey, what do we need? How much, what support do you need? You know, talking to Mr. Costin about, you know, hey, if we give you more land, can you go, oh, he was all excited, like, so, you know, it's something that we have to put down to say, hey, you know what? What's your vision, right? You know, and, you know, yeah, you could give us, so that's something, not saying we can afford it now, but if money comes up, hey, you know what, or we could, team with a farmer or something to give our kids opportunities to.
door.
Yeah,
Next door, huh?
Give us a few
Which is
acres.
why the Manning Avenue properties, right? The land, we could start that way. The Patigans.
Floor is about powder coating. They spend a lot of money on powder coating and stuff, right? And, you know, that's another part of manufacturing, right? Is the finished product, right? So we had some discussions there with Dr. Iniguez and saying, you know, see how we could, you know, help them out with that. But so it was just, we went for the stadium, but I think we actually did a full.
Oh, yeah.
The high school and saw the construction going on. We saw the finished new band room. There's a lot of stuff there that we're doing, and there's a lot of stuff that I think we need to finish to complete the high school. But it was a good tour.
And the quad too, right? The quad.
The quad and other stuff. So that high school, you know, thank Mr. Rodriguez for the tour and also for the hard work he puts in you know, bringing that to our vision and he brings it to life.
Yeah.
Right? So talked about the entrance to the stadium, right? Because it's actually off right now.
Yeah.
So I think Mr. Mondo, or I'm not sure who said they have to bring it
To align it to the road.
So by walking,
Right.
walking, it really gives
Helped.
that. So another thing I did last week is we went to the dance team, cheer team. They went to Oxnard to the Cover campus. They went to the cheerleading camp. So my oldest two daughters, when they were small, one was 13. Ariel was 13, I think Alexis was part of the gate. They went to the camp. That was the last time they did the camp. The cheerleaders actually came and they do a cheer camp. So they did it this summer. So they registered those cheer girls and we put all together. Expansion board approving it, but they actually, the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders actually held the camp. So they're getting, our cheerleaders are getting cheer camp by professional cheerleaders, right? So I think, you know, and so they came out in short to the shirt, and afterwards they came out with cowboy cheerleading suits and they taught of it. But I go, hey, that's something that, you know, our kids were really excited. I want to thank Dr. Iniguez. I called him up. I said, because so we found out last minute. They sent the thing because my little daughter's off. She went also, and they said Netflix wanted the waivers, so they're gonna. Netflix is actually gonna film it. So I called Dr. Iniguez and last night I'm like, hey, we gotta get our cheerleaders some shirts, right? I say part of your Panthers because when they show up.
Right.
So
Right.
he pulled it off.
Maneuvered.
Shirts and you know, so trying to get them on you know, interviewed, but they're doing their own thing. But you know, so our cheerleaders should be on Netflix. Yeah, so
You know when it'll be?
yeah. So they're all Cowboy fans too. By the way, I'm trying to.
But also, I want to share that post and the videos got over 8,000 views and likes on engagement, because I could see the views on the other side of Instagram, and people were very proud of that moment of the Panthers going to the cheer camp with the Cowboys. Those are spaces where our kids belong, right?
Yeah.
So
We can take more girls.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they can only take
Yeah.
yeah, 10, so,
Oh.
because it's limited, so. you
Yeah.
know, If there's more that want to go, but it's like.
Eric, it's only Cowboys, not Niners?
Nine,
Oh.
two.
Go to the Raiders.
I don't want to say anything. A Netflix series that highlights Parley Unified School District, the new stadium and everything.
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure the girls will, when it comes out, they'll. see it out.
Yeah,
Because they have so Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders have their own show on Netflix every year. They, with their camp, it goes through the whole process, so that'll be part of that.
They're like celebrities, because we went into the stadium, the Cowboy Stadium, remember, Mrs.? And we went into their locker room of the cheerleaders and then the football players, and it was like the celebrities there, right? So like it was just,
They had
it's a
film
big deal.
pictures
We
and
didn't get to
everything
meet them, but we saw their locker rooms we took a tour of the stadium, but that was nice.
Also, like, boy, camp.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and it's open, so most of the, like the Raiders and Niners, they're not open, only open for like one day out of the year, but the Cowboy camp is open for like a month.
Oh, wow.
So that's the difference. The Raiders, I think the Raiders have like one day and then Niners have like 1 or 2 days, so that's maybe one day.
We're,
But I mean, it's opportunities, right?
awesome.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Sid, anything you'd like to share?
No, just as everyone else, just welcome our new staff and our returning staff as well, our leadership. I know you guys have been here throughout the whole time, but we appreciate all the hard work that's been going on. And just being able to see the great difference. I mean, having alumni come back, I think that's a great thing that they're able to come and pour out to our students as well. Sharing what Mr. Molina was saying more than anything was being able to do this live visit. I wasn't able to stay throughout the whole time, but even then throughout the summer, being able to connect and seeing, I would stop by the farm, seeing Mr. Clausen and Mr. Flores, the students out there, that they were hard at work. There was times it was like midday and hot as can be 100 something, and they were welding away, and they were getting there at 6 a.m., leaving at 2-3 p.m. and sometimes even later if anything needed to get done. So a lot of big props to them. I know it was a paid internship, but I showed them, I think they learned a lot of valuable skills from it more than anything, and being able to see them that hey, like they want to get better, they want to perfect their craft. And speaking about the competition that Mr. Molina was saying, that day they were preparing. The next day they had a competition against local schools where it's like they had 2 days to manufacture a trailer, like a pig. So it had to be done. They started off, that chicken was at 4:30 in the morning. So these kids are getting ready, getting on the way over there and getting ready for it. So big props to them. It was their first year participating. Probably had never participated in that competition. So it was definitely
How did you do?
Where was that at?
That was in Tulare, so where they host the World Ag Expo, I believe.
Yeah.
That's where it was done.
Oh.
So
How
I
did they
think
do?
they were just mentioning that they would see a lot of other sites. They showed up with a lot more equipment and stuff. I think they didn't complete the whole thing. I think there was like 16 teams and only 4 actually completed the trailer.
Oh.
So they said that they're able to compete next year, and I think they allow up to one student or multiple students that even if they're a year out of high school. So a lot of these schools that did compete and finish, a lot of them did have students that have already been in the trade and they just came back to sport. So that's another thing, that these students are ready. They're excited. They got to see it, and all our staff that worked during the summer and put in the effort. Like I said, our farm is looking amazing. I know the FFA students are excited. I know they just came back from a camping trip, I believe, at Hertz Castle area. So they loved every moment. They were to come by, and that's the thing that we want. That I enjoy seeing, being able to students come together and seeing. I think we all like to see, right, the progress that's been going on in all aspects of our school sites, and even the renovation at the high school. So we appreciate everybody that's taking a part of it. Our teachers, our staff, our students, and all the ones that are working extra hours to make getting everything done. So we appreciate it. Our HR making it happen out there with all our new staff. And like I said, thankful for each and every one of you guys. Appreciate it.
Ms. Sanchez, anything?
Yes, I do want to thank our staff that we have a new year. We're starting now and welcoming back and the previous teachers and now our new ones coming in. I met some of them today. Pretty fabulous team. So not only do I want to welcome back our teachers and our aides and our secretaries, but I want to thank Cabinet because you've done an outstanding job. So you're making this a better place for our students. And thank the board for coming together and for the sake of the safety of our children. So thank you, everybody. And I hope you have a wonderful and more fabulous new year.
On my behalf, I just want to thank all of our teachers, our classified employees, everybody that's coming back for another year. It's so exciting. I remember when I was a teacher, and I remember, you know, the butterflies you'd feel knowing the fact that you're going to come back and you're going to see a whole new cohort of students, right? In seventh grade, I taught seventh grade for a number of years. And it was so exciting. It was just exciting, the opportunity to meet all the wonderful students and so on. I also want to commend the cabinet, Dr. Iniguez, and yourself and Kathy. I know you folks have been busy, HR, Dr. Alvarado, all of you folks have been busy with orientations for the community. I saw that Lydia, what's her last name? Lydia
Martinez.
Martinez, yes. She had, I think she was hitting the orientation for the community of Parlier, taking them around and showing them around, and a lot of people had never seen Parlier, and then talking to some of the teachers, they mentioned the fact that this felt really homey, really, very homey. They felt really comfortable, and so Fred, you know, and all of you folks did a really good job of, you know, hearing their voice and the excitement and so on. One gentleman I talked to, he was the avid coordinator, and he talks about, I'm excited about, you know, coaching volleyball and so on. And, you know, they all bring a lot of skills, skill base, and it's important for them to be tied to the community by doing clubs, a number of different things they're doing, right? It's so excited. Talking about Clausen and Flores, Batman and Robin, those guys take care of business. I tell you, they're always working Saturdays, Sundays, after school, before school. I mean, I told Flores, I said, you guys just ought to get a trailer and just sleep over here. You guys are here like day and night, man. Those guys are amazing now. Labor camp, yeah. I also want to commend the kids. What do we have? 12 kids doing internships and paying $3,000 each, $3,300. That's nice. That's a nice job to have, and I know they've been working on the grounds, Rafa.
On the grounds, but also we had interns at the middle school with Mrs. Wagner.
Right.
Because they do have this beautiful little greenhouse behind us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're hoping that on October the 14th, at the October board meeting, that we're going to do a mini grand opening ceremony for the greenhouse as well. So we also had paid interns
Good.
here at the middle
Good.
school.
Eric mentioned the fact that we went to the high school, and you know, it was a good visit, Eric. I really appreciate you taking the initiative in that area to see the campus and to see the campus in a different light, ¿verdad? It's so important, and I just love everything that's happening throughout Parlier Unified. I'm very, very proud, and I'm proud of this board. Eric and Sid and Mary and Elena, I think we've been doing a heck of a job, and I want to commend each and every one of you, and I really appreciate all your commitment to working hard. Other than that, again, we welcome all our teachers, classified back. Mr. Rene Rodriguez, thank you so much for the good work that you're doing. Yeah, everybody, we do appreciate you, Rene. Honestly, we do. I'm always joking with that guy all the time. We love to have fun, and that's that from myself. Regarding future agenda items, Elena, is there anything you want to? Anything?
Thank you.
None. Eric.
No, just, you know what, I'm gonna welcome back our staff and our students and our new staff coming in. Welcome to Parlier Unified, and glad the hard work HR has been putting in. And thank them for all the hard work they put to make sure we have every position hired, right? It's important that we start the school figure out right. But other than that, I got no future. Other than that, we need to bring Mr. Renee back, make sure he fits in that budget for the stadium.
For the stadium, 17.1.
We can pull that 3% from his salary though.
Not 19%. Those are 19 million. Got any
Hopefully
volunteers?
your plan doesn't consist of pulling 3% from our administrators or anything like that, Renee. Okay.
Rufina, you also want to donate to the stadium? No? Donate? Okay, we're collection. We're collecting money.
Yeah, I think Renee's gonna be collecting it, I think. Hey, Mr. Sid, anything you'd like to share? Anything, question? Mary? I have none. Is there a motion to adjourn the meeting? Motion by Mary, is there a second? Second by Elena, all in favor? Aye, motion carried 5-0. Our next board meeting will be Tuesday, September the 9th at Parlier Junior High School, home of the Mighty Tigers. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for today. Amen. 8:06. Collect that love offering.